Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and we're going to be doing the second part of this 3D butterfly wedding bouquet. So I'm going to show you how to make this flower, okay. And this one's already marked out, okay. Okay, so that's cut out. So now what we want to do is we want to make the stamen in this flower, okay, so this middle bit in the flower, okay. So what I'm going to do here, I've cut a strip of craft foam, and what you want to do is you just want to cut along here like this, all the way along. And then what you want to do is just fold the end in and get your glue gun and just put a little bit of dab of glue in there like that, and just fold that in and stick it down, okay. And then what you're doing is just rolling that inwards, and every now and then you're gonna put some glue on like this and roll it again, and push that down like that, and that's your stamen. Right, so let's put this on the iron, and this is craft foam that I'm using, okay. So we do need to make sure this is really quite warm actually. Okay, so that is that one. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put this flower together. And so we're just going to move this camera in just a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing. So we're just going to glue that, put some glue on here. Okay, like that. It doesn't need to be a lot. Glue that in like that. Okay, take your stamen, some glue on there on the bottom like that, and then just glue that in there like that, and that is your flower. Okay, that's your flower. Next we have this lovely rosebud. I'm going to show you how to make this. This is made from felt, okay. So what you need is you want a template like this, and you can use that for all of your rosebuds, okay. So what I've done with this is I've just drawn around it onto some felt, okay. So now what we want to do, and I've cut it out, so now what you want to do is just make this rosebud. So we're just going to bring our petals in like this, put some glue in there like that, make sure I'm in shot, I don't want to, so there we are, do all this and find out I'm not in shot, okay. And then just basically there we are, like that. And then just bringing your petals in like this. Okay, just putting a little bit of glue on and bring them in. And that is your rosebud. And I think these are lovely, they're so cute. And I've also done some pink ones as well. I did some pink ones. Let me just hold that. That doesn't want to glue. Let's just put a bit more glue on there. Okay. Let me show you. Also done a pink one as well. Okay. So they're going to be all put onto our wedding bouquet. So next we've got these lovely little butterflies that we're going to put around on our bouquet. Okay, so for these I also have a template for these. I use the same one. Okay, so I've drawn it around and I've cut it out. So now we just want to put our little dots on. It can be a bit fiddly. I did cut these out by hand as well, so it can be a little bit fiddly. and you can lose them as well. So right, so now what I'm going to do, shall I zoom in a bit more, just a little bit? Yeah. Okay, so then what we want to do is just put our glue. I find it easy to do it this way. Just put a dab of glue on like that. Okay, there we are. So that is your butterfly. So now we're ready to decorate, and I've stuck some of these on already, but I know where I want to put these on, so I'm going to put them on now. Okay, so let's just move this in. We need to make sure, obviously, that our butterflies will go in where we want them to go before we stick it all down. And so now what we want to do is stick these all on where we want them. Okay, and like I said, you want to make sure that you've positioned your butterflies either side, so you know they're going to fit in there before you put this down. And I'm quite sure this is where I want these to go, so I'm going to stick them in like this. Okay, so we've got most of these in, if you can see. Most of those are in. And now, because we've got these gaps here, we can actually put our butterflies in either side, okay, like this. Yeah. Okay, so this one needs to go in there, like that. Okay, so just trying to fill all the gaps in. So we're going to put this one on here. So if I just do that, I should be able to stick that. Difficult to... Right, okay, so then we're going to stick this one there, like that, okay. So we'll want to put some glue. So it's the first time I've done this, so be gentle with me, okay. So that needs to go in there like that. Okay. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue just down the middle here. I'm going to glue that on the top like that. Okay, so when you hold it up like this, you should be able to see inside there. Okay, because your handle's going to go on the back here. So now I'm going to add these butterflies where I want them around the edge. Okay. Okay, so that is more or less, that is the front of our wedding bouquet. Okay, there we are, so that's the front of it. And as you can see, you've got all your little flowers inside as well. Okay, I'm really pleased with that, I really am. Okay, so now we're going to do, next we're going to do the back. Okay, so say the handle's here. I thought what we'd do is we would just have our butterflies so they lean against the handle. So what I'm going to have to do is just stick these butterflies near the hole. So I'm going to leave the handle in there just so I can see where I'm going to put those first, and then I'm going to glue them down. Okay, so if I can position them where I want them to be, okay, like that, and then I'm going to glue them on. Okay, like that. Okay, so these butterflies that I'm worried about, because I don't want them to be too close to the handle when I put the handle in. Okay, So I think that will be all right. That you can see how that's positioned now. So I'm going to put my hearts on in between like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I think after that we'll have to do it with the actual back on there, and we'll put the handle on, okay, because I think that's the best way of doing it. And we'll just put some glue around the edge of the handle and on the bottom of the handle like that. Okay, lots of glue on there, and then just push that handle in like that. Make sure that's as glued on as it can be, okay. You know, make sure it's all the glue's dry and everything before you add the next bit. But I'm going to put mine on now, and then just what you want to do is put that on and maneuver it round whichever way you want that to go. So I think you can move it round, and work out exactly how you want the back of your bouquet to be. Okay, so there we are. So the butterflies are all placed on nicely there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just glue this on, okay, because I'm quite happy with where that is. So I'm going to just glue towards the middle. You might have, like I have here, a little bit over the edge, around the edge there. I don't know if you can see that. Just a little bit around the edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that and come back, okay. So I've actually trimmed that around the edge, and so what I'm going to do now is just glue the edge in, because we don't want to be able to lift that all up. So I'm going to just glue all that round. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put some of these butterflies, thinking of putting them around the edge. So also what we could do is we could add some more butterflies, just like this around the edge. And these I thought they'd just give you a bit more interest if we could just glue these near the edge like this. I think that's really lovely. I really like that. So you can see how the butterflies are around the edge, and inside you've got the flowers, and around here, and that's how it looks from the top. Isn't that lovely? I absolutely love that. So the way the butterflies look like they're flying above and below each other. And I just want to say also, I'd love to do a series on this design, because I can see how we could actually make this design into a different shape, and maybe have the butterflies, you know, coming down, and we could do it with flowers. You don't have to do butterflies, we could do it with flowers or anything really. Okay, so that is your lovely 3D butterfly wedding bouquet. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, and you can comment below, let me know what you think. Also, if you enjoyed this, you can subscribe to my channel and get more videos just like this one, and it also helps the channel to grow. Okay everybody, so I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching everyone.